The late Chief of Staff to President Muhammadu Buhari, Abba Kyari, has been described as the man who undertook the challenge of passing through the road of credibility, honesty, and integrity during his lifetime. Those were the words as dignitaries from all walks of life on Thursday converged on Abuja to extol the virtues of the man, months after his demise, in a public presentation of a book titled The Man Abba Kyari, written by David Onmeje, the group managing director of the Nigerian news group. In his remarks, the Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service, Colonel Hamid Ali, retired, said the late Chief of Staff was controversial and misunderstood by many because of his integrity and insistence on the norm.
Anyone that pass or take up the challenges of passing through the road or passage of credibility, honesty, and integrity, you end up being the most controversial and most misunderstood person. And that's what Mala Abba is today. He has passed through that path, and in the course of passing through that path, you all will agree with me that you have to rough some edges. And that's what has happened. In the course of his life as a private citizen, and of course when he found himself in government, it has to be rough. Rough in the sense that when you choose to say no to the wrong thing, when you choose to only say yes to the right thing, the chances are that you have around you a lot of controversies and of course a lot of enemies.
Meanwhile, the governor of Benue State, Professor Babagana Zulum, said the late Abba Kyari was a man who discharged his duties to President Muhammadu Buhari with dedication and loyalty. Represented by his Chief of Staff, Professor Isa Hussein, Professor Zulum said Abba Kyari was a typical technocrat who excelled in all the disciplines he found himself.
He was a typical technocrat. He excelled in all the different disciplines or organizations he found himself. He was people's person. But the people of Borno State loved him, and we still love him dearly, because he had, during his tenure as Chief of Staff, helped Borno State, he helped Nigeria, and also, I would say, other countries as well.
Reviewing the book, Professor Udenta said the book portrayed Kyari's character and its contradictory assessments by the people.
Behind God sits on the throne. In front is the gateway, the portal to heaven. That sits the Chief of Staff. Because the president is almost the God we find on earth. In mortality, not in divinity. So whoever has said Abba Kyari for being a powerful gatekeeper did not understand the function and position of the Chief of Staff. So power in the villa, centralized around the image and personality of the Chief of Staff. And in the case of Abba, he delivered that particular job with aplomb.
The author of the book, David Onmeje, described the late Chief of Staff as a patriot and committed public servant who was widely respected for his loyalty and commitment to the goals and aspirations of President Buhari.
The late Chief of Staff as a patriot and an extraordinary Nigerian who I was opportune to meet sometime last year in London, where I spoke with him. I said, I'm surprised the perception I had, or the perception that has been going around the country about you, seemed not to be true. I could see his resolve, I could see his interest in Nigeria, I could see his passion in nation building.
The late Abba Kyari died of COVID-19 complications and was buried at the Gudu Cemetery in Abuja in April 2020. From Abuja, Lawrence Audu, TVN News.